What's going on? What's happening, peoples? What's happening? Listen, I am, it's a beautiful day today. And I wanted to reach out because it's been a couple of days, and this has been on my heart to talk about. But first we do that, this is the last of the samples that I can choose from as far as for blends. This was a torpedo / Salomon. It was kind of funny looking composite of it, but it almost has the size of it's a torpedo, but it has a fatter end at the tip. And don't take that wrong, but it's made like a Salomon at the end. What I do want to say about this is more of a medium, and medium to light. And one of the things that I have to pay attention to when you're dealing with a cigar that has a lighter leaf, you have to watch the burn and you have to watch the cascading. But most important, you can't overheat lighter shade cigars, because if you hotbox it or constantly just whoop, 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 like that, it's going to be a situation whereas the leaf is going to get too hot and it'll start to crack. Because it's not a lot of, it's not a lot of oils in that cigar. So like your Connecticut's, your shades, your naturals that are more medium. If you are a hot boxer, or if you smoke to the point whereas you're doing a lot of puffing, that type of deal, you got to allow for this cigar to breathe. And that's the one way that you'll get a lot of your notes out of it. But this is what I wanted to say. Financially, we have to make sure that we put ourselves in position to where we can survive, I don't know what your age group is. I don't know what your age bracket is. To me, those things are null and void, because as an adult, all it takes for one situation to happen and you can be in a whole different scenario, a different place. So I always try to say to people, be very mindful. And if you are able to go through a situation and recover from that situation, be blessed. Because a lot of people don't make it out of those situations. A lot of people don't make it to recover from. So it's a blessing for you to be able to say, hey, I used to be here and now I'm here. Don't ever forget where you come from. It builds character. By building character, it allows you the opportunity to be able to come in and say, hey, you know what? I see someone that I care about, that I love, either as a friend, family member, son, daughter, whatever the situation may be. You see it and you give them advice to say, hey, listen, I see you going in this direction. This might not be, you can take this information or not, but I'm going to give it to you because it was placed on my heart for me to give it to you. And that is that you might want to start looking at this in a different light and in a different manner. Now, they're grown, so they're going to make the decisions that they make regardless. But at least they'll have someone to sit here and say, hey, you told them. Not to say you're going to bring it up, say, hey, I told you so, but just being able to have that ear. And if they're listening, they'll have an opportunity to maybe sit back and say, you know what? They told me this, I'm going to listen to it. I respect what they come to offer. They've never come at me in any type of situation whereas it's sideways. They've always been honest and loyal to me. So I'm going to pay attention to what they got to say. Because the one thing that we have to understand as a people, nobody knows everything. Nobody is a perfect person. And nobody has the answer to every situation. So if you have someone that's willing to sit back and give you some insight, even though it might be something that you already know, be tactful with it. I appreciate that. Don't come off as if, they're trying to tell you something that you don't know. They're just trying to give you the information that they have, and hopefully it can help you out. It can be maybe reassuring. Okay, I know this. Somebody's telling me this again, so maybe I need to really pay attention to that. So that's just how I look at it. And I say all of that to say this. If you are around the cigar industry, you're going to meet a lot of different people, a lot of different avenues, a lot of different experiences, and a lot of different education when it comes down to your associates or your smoker friends, your brothers and sisters of the leaf. And you have to sometimes just sit back and analyze what it is that they're saying and pay attention. But a lot of your financial people are always going to say that there's going to hit another bubble. We're going to hit another bubble. This is an election year. There's a lot of things that are riding on this election. Financially, there's a lot of people out here upside down based upon access to liquidity or credit or, just not having enough to keep it going. Because we as a people, we have a tendency to live either right at our means or above our means. And everybody has done it. I've been a part of it. Anyone that is living they've made some decisions in their life that they wish they could say, man, I would take that back. So therefore they let you know that you did something that was unconventional. So you have to be mindful of that. The opportunity and the object is to learn from those situations and correct them. Also, being able to identify when you see yourself getting ready to go through that again. If I see myself getting ready to go into a downward spiral, I need to adjust so that I can get myself back on track, so that I can remain at the level of where I need to remain at. That's a part of growing. And I always want people to grow, identify what it is that the problems that they're having, and once they can identify the problems that they're having, move towards a solution. The key word today is resolution. Resolution, resolution, resolution. It doesn't matter what you think. You got to go based upon what is fact and what is known. If we know that there is a slight possibility of the system turning, we got to identify the fact that I need to at least try to prepare and plan for it. Because if I don't prepare and plan for it, and then it comes, you can't blame nobody but yourself. And the one thing that I've come across, and that is that we can play with a lot of different things. we can play. Or we can say, hey, it's this way and that way. But one thing that my grandfather told me, and it was so prevalent, and some people are going to understand this, some people are not. What he stated to me was that any man can go buy a 5-cent piece of fatback meat, rub it around his lips, walk outside and pat his stomach, and pretend like he just ate. But if your stuff get put out, everybody will know the truth. So the things that I learned from that was that there could be a lot of people that's walking around making you feel like they got they shit together. And they may do. But perception is it is what it is. The key is that you have to be humble, you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to identify when situations come across or when people come to you to help you out. Identify who's in your corner, who's not in your corner. Identify people that have good intentions for you and the people that don't. You know, understand that Judas was a part of the 12. And that's simple and plain. Judas was a part of the 12. And if you understand that Jesus had a Judas, what do you think you have? You probably got multiple. You probably got ones that you intertwine with. And they don't have no good intentions on you. They don't have no good intentions for you. You know, they wish you nothing but the worst, and they want bad things to happen to you. And they'll be right up under your nose. And they'll come in there every day and they'll say, hey, hello, how you doing? How's everything going? And don't have any good intentions on you at all. Period. Identify who those people are and learn how to deal with them. Understand that there's going to be snakes in life. You can't kill off all the population of snakes. But when you see a snake, identify that it's a snake. Identify that it is a snake. And with those words, I'm gonna, wish you guys a beautiful day. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Be mindful of everything that goes around. Smoke well. Enjoy. Peace.